Friends, welcome in the group of real astro knowledge. Today we are going to take up a very interesting subject which has been of much more importance, especially for the guardians of would-be brides or grooms. Parents generally remain worried about the marriage and marital life of their children. And for that, they invariably try to have some forehand informations about the conjugal life of the prospective brides and grooms who are about to be finalized for nuptial knot. And unfortunately, this topic has been shrouded with many controversies also. And there are scholars who claim to be expert on this subject, that is of matchmaking. A very common tool generally adopted by all the astrologers is looking into the points formulated on the basis of yoni, nadi, vas, gun, etc. And that is normally the most commonly practiced system is of 36 gunas. Of course, books have also other methods that carries 45 gunas and 54 gunas also. But this 36 guna is most popular. Almost all the astrologers take help of this. But the fact is that this is of very minuscule importance in finding out the correct match or looking into the compatibility aspect of the bride and the groom after marriage. But one thing which most of us don't try to find out, that was it the real purpose for matchmaking? After all, why we are going for matchmaking before marriage? There are experts who, after matching the gunas, also do this, that is the locational position of some important planets in the two charts. And then they also try to decipher meaning and give decisions. But none of these exercises really tell about the real purpose of matchmaking before marriage. The matchmaking or compatibility exercise was mainly meant for finding out if these two prospective boy and girl are born to live like man and wife. And in all those exercises that is being done today in the name of matchmaking, this aspect is mostly ignored. And this is ignored because, if I am permitted to speak the truth, most of the astrologers don't know how to find out the birth lagna or the moon sign of the bride from the chart of the groom, or of the groom from the chart of the bride. See, actually, how these proposals for marriage come. These are owing to the vibrations of the karmas or karmic energy signature of previous birth. The unfulfilled desires, the hankerings, the prayers, etc., of the previous birth. Because of that, many proposals come and are subsequently dropped at different stage of negotiations before finalization of marriage. But these things happen under the force of the currents of the actions and desires of the previous births or the karmic ruts of the natives. So, main purpose or the principal purpose of matchmaking is to find out what would be the lagna, that is birth ascendant, or the moon sign of the bride of a boy or of the groom of a girl. No doubt this is a lengthy exercise. Even astrologers who know all the techniques avoid time because they are professionals and they are not being paid in right terms for the labor or exercise that is required to arrive at any such conclusion. Here I would try to tell in brief what are the methods, what are the tools given in the books for reaching to such decisions. No doubt that for this exercise, the chart of both the boy and the girl has to be analyzed in detail and holistically. So, first exercise in this direction is to find out the birth ascendant or the moon sign of the boy or the girl from each other's chart so that it can be said that yes, these two embodied souls are born to live as husband and wife. And books are replete with such suggestions. There are many suggestions. I will be talking here on few of them because it is not possible to speak everything in this type of video. I can tell you about some 6 years or 7 years back, I took a workshop in Ahmedabad on this topic, and it was a 3-day workshop. There were more than 40 participants there, and things were discussed in length. But here I would be touching upon few of those tools that have been suggested in the books for finding out the birth ascendant or the moon sign of the prospective bride and the groom. So suppose we take a chart, suppose we take the chart of a boy and we want to find out what would be the birth ascendant or the moon sign of the girl who is likely to come into his life as his wife. Definitely she is born somewhere. But how to decide that yes, this is perhaps the real soul that has taken birth for becoming wife of this boy? Or if we go from the horoscope of the girl, then same exercise will be done for finding out the birth ascendant or the moon sign of the boy. One tool is you just see the seventh sign in the seventh house or the sign occupied by the seventh lord. This gives the possibility of the birth ascendant or the moon sign of the girl, because suppose I am talking right now in terms of the horoscope of a boy for finding out the birth ascendant and or the moon sign of the girl who has taken birth to become his wife. So first we see in the horoscope the sign in the seventh house and the sign occupied by the seventh lord. That may be the probable sign which could be the birth ascendant or the moon sign of his wife. Then there is another tool. You see the location, see the sign occupied by the seventh lord in the Navamsa chart. And then see the trinal position in which, or the trinal position of the house identical with the sign. That sign can also become the birth ascendant or the moon sign of the girl. We can also see we can go into the Ashtak Varga of the planet, which is the seventh lord in the horoscope of the boy. Don't forget that I am talking currently in terms of boy only. So in the Ashtakberg, that is the Vinashtakberg of that planet, just find out which sign has the maximum benefic dots. And that sign is again the probable sign in which his wife can take birth, or which could be the moon sign of the girl. Next point, you see in the Barga of, that is Ashtak Barga of Venus, and find out which sign has maximum benefic dots. That sign can also be, or the probability is there that the girl can take birth in that sign, or that sign would be either his lagna or moon sign. We will continue on this topic, friends. Take it as part 1.